Hello friends, welcome to my channel Luwis Tech. Today in this video I'm going to show you how you can make your computer perform faster in just 5 to 6 easy steps. Let's get started. The first thing what you can do is check the system updates. Any operating system that you have, usually what happens is that over time if we don't update the firmware, it can cause the system to slow down and eventually crash. And you will notice it's pretty annoying when you're in the middle of something really important and then your application crash or your system lags. So how we can take a look and investigate that issue. So if you go onto the bottom left, there's a Windows icon on the start button. If you click on that, you have to go to settings and then go to home. You have to go to update and security. First option, if you see, is that is for the Windows update. As you can see, mine is update. I recently checked, but if you click on check for updates, it's gonna look for anything that is new in regards to your operating system. If you're on Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, or to the latest Windows 11, it is always recommended to have latest firmware updates. Another thing while we are on to this page is that I've noticed sometimes there are some optional updates available too, and a lot of my subscribers ask if that is something we should be looking at. So if you see on my screen, I have an optional update available. If I go to the list of the updates, you can see there's two categories, Windows updates and then the driver updates. So if I expand the driver updates, you can notice here I only have one of the updates, but if you read carefully, it says if you have a specific problem, one of these drivers might help. Otherwise, automatic updates will keep your drivers up to date. So only if you have any particular issue and there are certain optional updates related to the drivers that you think that might help, it is always recommended to install only when you are facing that issue. If you're not facing any issues, there's no need to install the optional updates. So let's go back and go ahead and close this. Now moving on to the next step. A lot of times what I've noticed is that people go online when they're surfing, they look for a lot of free programs, right? And when we downloading free programs, it always comes at a cost. Sure thing, it's free. You might be thinking, what I'm paying for. The main thing that you're paying for is your privacy, your security, and a lot more. So a lot of free programs, they come with unwanted malware that can cause some serious damage. I've seen my client, a lot of subscribers, they have faced an issues where they have been scammed. They got their personal data stolen because of the unwanted malware that came from free programs. So how you can be cautious and self-aware. What you gotta do is always be careful when you're searching online. So I'm gonna show you an example. So if I open up Chrome, so let's say for an instance, I'm trying to download anything free, like free games. If you see, there are a lot of different websites that you can go, but again, if you go, you don't know if it's legit, right? And you can see the first thing, if you see right here, this is an ad. This is a paid ad. And if you click on in here, it's going to take you to another page. And then eventually it will ask you to download the games, and it might be affected with any malware that can cause some serious damage. So it's always recommended not to download anything free that is from an unfamiliar link. Always go on to the official websites. For example, if you see right here, EA Games, this is an official website. So you can download from in here and it looks legit, right? So that's number one. So moving forward, if you notice that you downloaded something in the past and you might be suspecting that could be the case, So what you can do is go onto the bottom left and search, type in control panel, and this window would open up. What you have to do is you got to go to the list of programs that you have on your system, and you got to review the list. Anything you notice that is not familiar or you're not aware of that is installed onto your system, it is highly recommended to uninstall it right away and delete all of its components, because that could be the number one reason that is using up your computer resources and slowing down your computer. So that's the one thing you can do to make sure that you don't have any unwanted applications that are downloaded from free websites that could be possibly affecting your system with malware and any viruses. Okay, next step is going to your system settings. We're gonna try to increase the page memory. So how we do is go to settings, we go to system, and then go to about, and you click on advanced system settings. This window would open up. Now if you notice the first option that shows performance, if you read, it says visual effects, scheduling, memory usage, and virtual memory. So you gotta click on settings. Right now, by default, it's selected to auto mode, what I like to call it. Basically, the Windows would automatically choose whatever is best for the computer. Uh, there are a lot of features that shows animation controls, a lot of features when we open up and close the applications, but you can choose depending on your preference. If you want best performance, you can select this option and then click on apply, and then that should make the change. You might need to reboot the computer to successfully apply the changes. Going to the second tab, which is advanced, if you see right here, second option is virtual memory. Now this is what I like the most. This really helps if your computer is really bad in terms of performance. So you click on change. Now again, by default, it's onto the auto mode. So I'm going to show you for demonstration purposes. I'm going to uncheck this, and I have two drives, C and D, right? So based on whatever drive you want to optimize, you can select the drive and do the custom size. So if you see right here, I have 83806 megabits available. So now it's always recommended to do the minimum, like in my case, it's 4977 megabits. That's close to 5 gigabits. And then the maximum should be the 4 times of the available storage. So once you put those numbers in and you click on OK, that can really help to increase the performance of your computer by making it faster and clearing out any delays. So I'm going to cancel this for now. Okay. Another thing what you can try to do is, if you still notice that your computer is not performing at its best, you got to go onto the search and then press Windows key plus R. That should open up a run command. So if you see, I already have this command typed in. Make sure you can write it down. It's percentage, the word temp, which refers to temp files, and then percentage sign again. If you click on OK, it should open up a folder which stores your temp files. So mine looks really good, as I recently cleared up all the unwanted files. But for someone who hasn't opened up this folder in a while, there should be a lot of files. So it's always recommended to clear up this folder in a routine, like I would say once a week, or anytime you notice that it's acting up weird, you can always clear up these files, and it should clear out any stored caches, unwanted files that can eventually eat up space and cause your computer to slow down. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna wipe it out again, delete. And I have something in use, so I'm just gonna skip this, and it's cleaned up. Okay, the next thing is having a good antivirus system. Now, by default,